If you've ever rented or rented out a property, you probably know it can be tricky for a landlord and tenant to agree on how much of a security deposit should be returned on move-out day. A security deposit is an amount of money a tenant gives to a landlord before moving into a property. It gets used to fix the damage to the property at the end of a tenancy and returned to the tenant if there isn't any damage. The tricky part is figuring out the difference between normal natural wear and tear and actual damage. We're eForms, the largest online database of fillable legal forms, and in this video, we'll talk about how states define wear and tear, what upgrades and maintenance a landlord is responsible for, the life expectancy of certain household items, how not to end up in court over a security deposit, and more. Be sure to watch to the end of this video to find a link to official checklist forms that can help prevent security deposit disputes. And take a look at our website to find other forms that you'll need if you're renting or renting out a property. So, first let's talk about wear and tear. It's normal for things to break and age. Even the cleanest, most considerate tenant in the world can't do much about carpet getting worn and paint fading. Just like cars, properties require ongoing maintenance, from cleaning to replacing appliances. Laws in every state agree that this maintenance is the property owner's responsibility. In other words, a tenant isn't responsible for bearing any of a property owner's operating costs. A tenant is, however, responsible for excessive damage to the property. So, how does the law determine what counts as wear and tear and what counts as billable damage? Each state handles this a little differently, so it's a good idea to consult your state's laws to be certain about your specific situation. But in general, deterioration that occurs because of negligence, carelessness, misuse, or abuse can be characterized as damage. An accident may also be grounds for damage. Normal wear and tear can include nail holes, chips, dents, and even cracks in walls. It can look like faded paint or wallpaper, thinner worn carpet, scuffed floors, loose grouting, scratched enamel, and even warped windows. Property damage, on the other hand, usually costs a lot to fix. This can look like burns on the carpet, chipped floors, water stains, broken windows, cracked tiles, cracked mirrors, or gaping holes in the wall. A bad or unapproved paint job can also be classified as property damage. A very simple strategy for determining the difference between wear and tear and damage involves asking two questions. One, was the property used as it was intended to be used? In other words, did tenants use the property to host a lot of large parties or to run a dog sitting business, or was it just lived in? Two, is the deterioration reasonable? Does it seem glaring and excessive? Landlords may also want to ask themselves, would this have happened if I was living here instead of this tenant? Whether you're a landlord or a tenant, there are things that you can do to avoid conflict and confusion on move-out day. If you're a landlord, you can create a routine maintenance plan, which is a list of what needs replacing and when. It's best to do this even before you rent your property out. You can also include examples of property damage in your lease agreements to avoid confusion down the road. You can do thorough screenings of potential tenants, which might include talking to owners of other properties that they've rented. If you're a tenant, you can do a deep clean of the property before moving out. It's also a good idea to fix the damage that's easily fixable. This might include replacing light bulbs and patching holes in walls. Probably the most effective way to avoid ending up in court is for the landlord and tenant to do a move-in and move-out inspection together. Some states even require this. The inspection involves walking through the property before move-in day and on move-out day, and taking notes and photographs detailing the condition of the property. These can be used to settle possible disputes later on. You can download our move-in, move-out checklist at the link below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos that break down complicated legal matters for you.